Actually, gravity is the weakest of the four fundamental forces, ordered from strongest to weakest. The forces are the strong nuclear force, the electromagnetic force, the weak nuclear force, and gravity. Gravity is so weak that the hydrogen bonding in a single drop of water, which is one of the weakest forms of the electromagnetic force, can overpower the gravity of an entire planet. Scientists can typically ignore gravity without incurring significant errors in their calculations since it's so weak at the atomic scale. However, on astronomical scales, gravity does dominate over the other forces. There are two reasons for this. Gravity has a long range, and there is no such thing as negative mass. Each force dies off as the two objects experiencing the force become more separated. The rate at which the forces die off is different from each force. The strong and weak nuclear forces are very short-ranged, meaning the outside of the tiny nuclei of atoms. These forces quickly drop to zero. The tiny size of the nuclei of atoms is a direct result of the extreme short range of the nuclear forces. Two particles that are nanometers apart are far too distant from each other to exert an appreciable nuclear force on each other. If the nuclear forces are so weak for two particles only nanometers apart, it should be obvious that the nuclear forces are even more negligible on astronomical scales. In contrast to the nuclear forces, both the electromagnetic force and gravity have effectively infinite range and die off in strength as 1/r². If both electromagnetism and gravity have effectively infinite range, why is the Earth held in orbit around the Sun by gravity and not by the electromagnetic force? The reason is that there is no such thing as negative mass, but there is such thing as negative electric charge. If you place a single positive electric charge near a single negative electric charge and then measure their combined force on another distant charge, you find that the negative charge tends to cancel out the positive charge somewhat. Such an object is called an electric dipole. The electromagnetic force caused by an electric dipole dies off as 1/r³ and not 1/r² because of this cancelling effect. Gravity is the weakest of the forces in general, but it is the dominant one at astronomical scales because it has the longest range and because there is no negative mass. Thank you for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel.